Let me tell you something about Niko Bellic that most people who played GTA 4 for hundreds of hours do not know. Rockstar almost killed him at the end of his own game, and they could not do it because Dan Houser, the actual co-founder of Rockstar Games, went on the Lex Friedman podcast and said it directly. Niko was supposed to die at the end of GTA 4, and Rockstar looked at what they had built, looked at Niko, and just could not go through with it. So they gave us two endings instead, neither of which kills him. And then they basically never mentioned him again. And that one decision, that one moment where Rockstar blinked, is the reason we are all still asking this question, because they did not finish his story. And now GTA 5 is full of evidence that Niko is alive somewhere, while the only person who actually knew him personally says he's probably dead. Before anything else, I need to tell you something about who Niko actually is, because I think a lot of people remember the gameplay but forget how genuinely dark his backstory is. Niko Bellic grew up in Yugoslavia, and he fought in the Yugoslav Wars. And this is not a fictional conflict Rockstar made up. The Yugoslav Wars were real. They lasted from 1991 to 2001 and produced some of the worst documented war crimes in Europe since the Second World War. Entire villages, mass graves, international tribunals that went on for decades. And Niko was in it. He was part of a 15-man unit, and during the war, someone in that unit sold them out, led them into an ambush. 13 of the 15 men died. Niko survived, and he spent years after the war unable to leave it behind. And here's the thing, that is not just a video game backstory Rockstar invented. The psychological experience Niko carries, the survivor guilt, the inability to move on, the obsession with finding the person responsible, that is documented real-world stuff. That is what actual Yugoslav war veterans described in interviews and studies for years after the conflict ended. Rockstar modeled Niko from real people who went through real things, and I think that is why he hits differently from every other GTA protagonist. Now, here is the part that most people got wrong for years, and GTA 5 quietly corrected. GTA 4 has two endings, Deal and Revenge. In the Deal ending, Roman gets killed at his own wedding. In the Revenge ending, Kate McGarry gets killed instead. And Rockstar's official statement was that there is no true path. Both endings are equally valid. It's all down to the individual player. Except that's not actually true anymore, because in GTA 5, if Michael's son Jimmy is sitting at his laptop at home, you can zoom in with a camera and see he's on Niko Bellic's Life Invader page. And on that page, Niko posted "Happy birthday to Roman" 40 minutes ago. Roman is listed as family. Roman is alive, which means the Revenge ending is canon. Kate died at the wedding. Roman lived, and Niko killed Dmitry Raskolov on that ship. And Packy McGarry confirms it too. In the Paletto score, if you bring Packy along as crew, he mentions his sister being dead during the drive. Kate, his sister, who only dies in the Revenge ending. So Rockstar told everyone there was no canon ending, and then quietly confirmed one through two separate pieces of evidence in the next game, without ever making an official announcement. Just left it there for people to find. I genuinely don't know if that's genius or just them hoping nobody would notice. Now, let me tell you what GTA 5 actually shows us about where Niko ended up, because this is the part I think is genuinely interesting. He didn't disappear the way Claude disappeared. Claude went completely dark after GTA 3. Just gone, like he never existed. Niko is the opposite. He left fingerprints everywhere, and I think that actually makes it more disturbing, not less. His Life Invader profile is active. He's still in Broker, the same neighborhood where his story started when he first arrived in Liberty City. Still working as a taxi driver for Bellic Cab Service. Still in contact with Mallory, still in contact with Little Jacob, still in contact with Brucey Kibbutz. Think about that for a second. A man who survived the Yugoslav Wars, who destroyed the Russian mob in Liberty City, who killed Dmitry Raskolov, who robbed the Bank of Liberty City, is driving a taxi in the same neighborhood he started in. And here's the detail that I think says everything. He doesn't have Packy McGarry on his friends list, which is exactly why Packy has no idea if he's even alive. Niko cut him off. Cut off everyone connected to that life, kept only the people who were never part of the crime, Roman's wife, his old friends who stayed clean, and went completely quiet to everyone else. Now here's something that I genuinely did not expect to find when I was researching this. Before the jewelry store heist in GTA 5, Lester Crest mentions Niko, and what he says is this.
There was an Eastern European guy making moves in Liberty City, but he went quiet.
There was an Eastern European guy making moves in Liberty City, but he went quiet. That's it. Lester Crest, who knows everything about everyone in the criminal world, describes the man who shook all of Liberty City in 11 words and moves on. He went quiet. And then there's the wanted poster on the porch of a house just west of Sandy Shores in Blaine County. A wanted poster for Niko Bellic, the same design from the GTA 4 promotional material, thousands of miles from Liberty City, on someone's porch in the desert. Nobody knows who lives in that house. Nobody knows if that poster is old or new. Nobody knows if someone is still looking for him. Rockstar just put it there and said nothing about it. I don't know about you guys, but that kind of thing keeps me up at night. Now here's the part that actually got to me when I was researching this, and this connects directly back to what I told you at the start. Dan Houser said Rockstar didn't have the nerve to kill Niko, and here's why that matters. They built the most psychologically complex protagonist in GTA history, a man carrying real war trauma, real survivor guilt, real damage that most video game characters never have to deal with. A man who spent years hunting the person who destroyed his life, who finally found him, who got his revenge, and then Rockstar didn't know what to do with him next. Killing him would have been the honest ending, honestly. A man that broken by war and by everything Liberty City put him through, dying at the end. That would have made sense. Red Dead Redemption did exactly that 2 years later in 2010, and it's considered one of the greatest endings in gaming history. But Rockstar couldn't do it in 2008, so they left him alive in Broker, driving taxis with nowhere left to go. And here's the thing I want you to think about before I end this video. I already covered Claude from GTA 3 and what happened to him, and the comparison between the two is actually really interesting. Claude disappeared completely after GTA 3. No trace, no profile, nothing. And Rockstar's answer about his fate was 7 words. He certainly is not dead. What else became of him, we do not know. Niko is the opposite. He's clearly still alive, his profile's active, his name comes up twice in GTA 5 in separate conversations. The evidence is right there. And yet, nobody has seen him. Nobody has spoken to him. The man who left more proof of being alive than almost any other GTA protagonist is somehow just as gone as the man who left none at all. Claude vanished without a trace. Niko left everything behind except himself. And I genuinely don't know which one is more unsettling. I've been thinking about it and I still don't know. So, is Niko still alive in GTA 5? Yes, the Life Invader profile confirms it. The Happy Birthday to Roman post confirms it. Lester says he went quiet, not that he died. Everything points the same direction. But alive isn't the same as okay. A man who survived the Yugoslav wars and destroyed Liberty City's entire criminal underworld is driving a taxi in Broker. Packy McGarry, the man who trusted him with his life, doesn't even have his number anymore. And a teenager in Los Angeles is the one who actually knows what he's up to. Rockstar didn't have the nerve to kill him in 2008, and by 2013, they didn't have a story left to tell about him either. So they left him in Broker, quiet, his name on a wanted poster in a desert nobody visits. And maybe that's the most honest ending Niko could have gotten. Not a gunshot, just silence. So what do you guys think? Do you think Niko actually found peace after everything? Or do you think Lester is right and he's just gone? Drop it in the comments, I genuinely want to know. And if you haven't seen my video on Claude from GTA 3, go watch that, because Rockstar did the exact same thing to him, just differently. I'll meet you there.